Test, test, test.
Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. Would you think about this? Would you throw here, if you wanted to squeeze out another match?
I don't think it's worth it.
I mean, I don't think so.
No.
But if you wanted to squeeze out a match, that'd be the way where you're gonna do it.
I don't think the emphasis is on winning as many matches as possible tonight.
No.
You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah.
It's head to head. Put your best guy out there versus our best guy and see what happens. Could be wrong on that, but
No, that would be the way to go.
Sports is supported by Balanced Wealth Management, Retirement, Planning, Expertise. Farmers Insurance, the Katie Lindbergh Agency. Katie Lindbergh, Hastings Downtown Farmers Insurance. If you don't know insurance, you need to know her.
All right, welcome to Hastings High School. We're jumping right into the action tonight. I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined by Mitch Sheeman. Getting right to the girls' wrestling action here. We have Trinity Yates taking the mat for Hastings, taking on Anna Koss from Simley. Koss with a quick takedown here to take an early 2-0 lead. I'm joined by Mitch Sheeman. Mitch, we got 4 girls' matches coming at us tonight. What should we look forward to?
You know what? I absolutely love that we have girls wrestling here in Hastings. It's really blown up. We have a lot of girls inside the room. 30 girls, but then there's so many newer wrestlers. All right, Trinity Yates is not one of them. She's been in our program for a very, very long time, battled through inside our middle school room, but it's great to see her on the mat in the big stage, right in front of this conference champion crowd.
Yeah,
right?
We got a packed house here at Hastings High School tonight. Anna Koss got an early 2-0 lead. A little bit about her. She's currently ranked number 6 in the state. She was first at the Eau Claire tournament, 4th in the sections last year, and 2nd at the Hopkins and Rebel Girls holiday tournaments. Trinity Yates 6-7 on the year. As Sheeman mentioned here, she's been around for quite a while. Very experienced, but young, right? I mean, she's only a freshman this year. She's got some years to develop and get even better.
Absolutely. Anna Koss being a senior on this Simley wrestling team. Again, you mentioned she's ranked 6. She's legit.
Yeah, Trinity Yates up with an escape here. We got the names mixed around here, so we'll flip that around in just a second. You're going to hear the Koss name again. Brother will be wrestling on the Simley side, younger brother. Koss in on a nice dump and gets the takedown yet again. Yates wisely bails out.
Yeah, that was excellent. Kept the control on that elbow, jumped right into that on that knee and just dumped it. Wasn't able to keep that elbow, trying to get her to her back. Trinity wisely just kind of bellied out there at the end.
Yeah, you see the referee kind of signaling a point for Yates. It was a full Nelson that was signaled there. Quick touch of the hands that got that full Nelson. Yates on a sit-out trying to do a little headshot there. Koss trying to suck her back and get back points. We're pretty excited tonight to give 4 girls matches for you guys. We normally don't do our girls matches. They're kind of wedged between our JV and our varsity. So if you notice that we're in a little bit of a delayed start, it's because we had to kind of go really, really quick on the start.
Yeah, they had a lot of action going on. We had the JV match, which was a nail-biter.
It really was. Back and forth.
Yeah, it came down to the heavyweight match. But then again, right after that, we had the dance team going. It's just a lot of fireworks here in Hastings right now.
4-2 after 1. Koss cuts Yates right now. It's 4-3. Nice single leg shot. Dumps with that far arms. Got takedown and back points. Yates bridging hard on her neck. She's going to get back points here. Working for a pin. Yates wisely goes down to her belly.
She can bridge, and she's got those flexible shoulders, able to get out of that. But you wisely saw Anna really keeping on that elbow for that dump.
Yeah, 8-3 now. Cuts her. It's now 8-4. Koss really slick on that single leg shot. She traps that arm and looks to dump and take her to her back. It's happened 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's happened a couple of times. So now
Yates tries to go headlock here. Hips are a little too far away to launch.
Just keep powering in there with those legs.
Koss pops her head out, gets the takedown. It's now 10-4.
That time Trinity didn't want to go and really lock up, try to get her, tie up her elbows. So she tried for a quick headlock, maybe forced it a little bit. Got her in that hip position, but Koss just popped her head out for that takedown.
Koss in on a wrist and half. This is the bread and butter of Simley wrestling. We know this. We coach at the middle school, and we always coach our wrestlers. When you wrestle Simley, you do not put your head down. You know you're going to go for a ride if your head is down on a half Nelson.
Yeah, they're definitely hungry for the half is what Mr. Rohr used to say.
Absolutely.
They just bury your head, and they'll sit on top of that half, wrist and half, and they control it so well. When you have that control, it's tough to get out.
Speaking of control, Anna Koss has got a tight cradle going hip to hip here. If she can bring her back, she's got 30 seconds to do so.
I want to see Trinity really start picking at that lock, try to extend her leg. You can see her. Careful now.
Tries to keep that left shoulder down.
I'm wondering if she starts pressuring too much, if Anna Koss is going to just kind of roll through here.
We'll go suicide cradle. Yep. Nicely done by Koss. She's going to get 2-point near fall on that.
And that's what I was worried about. As Trinity was sitting there really fighting those hands. She was pushing and pressuring back into Koss, and she was able to roll right through using that pressure against her.
Yeah, so after 2 periods, Koss has a nice 12-4 lead. She wants to go neutral. Of course she does. She's taken down Yates 3 or 4 times already in this match. Hey, a big shout out to Town Square TV, our sister station up in Inver Grove Heights, who definitely a big supporter of wrestling here. Last year in this dual meet, we were up in Inver Grove Heights. We had around 300 people viewing on our YouTube feed. Nice fireman's carry, dump to her back here. She's going to get a takedown and back points.
And that's tight.
Trying to scoop that head and working for a pin. You can see the lead, kind of potentially dangerous here again. They're going to give, okay. Must have lost grip on the arm there. It kind of happened really, really quick. So they're going to give the near fall, and they're going to give a penalty point to Yates. 17-5 now in favor of Anna Koss.
Looks like she's going to get cut again, Trinity Yates is, and Anna Koss has really been able to just take her down with that fireman's. There it is again, just dumping it.
Yeah, 17-6 right now, looking to possibly have a tech fall. She's got 90 seconds to work here.
Trinity's felt it a few times in this match, is able to battle down. Nicely done. I want to get her off her knees there. There you go, start controlling that head.
Score with this front headlock, see if she can get around and get the 2. Nicely done. That's really well done by Trinity. She adjusted from the first and second period, kept her body away on that fireman's carry, and got a takedown.
And again, that's like you mentioned, adjustment inside the match. It's not easy to do, but it was awesome to see Trinity do it.
Koss now, we're going to reverse her here. That'll extend her lead to 19-8 with about just under a minute to wrestle here. Koss definitely has a major. Back on her feet now. It's now 19-9. She wants tech fall or pin here. There is no dual meet score in the girls' side of things, but there is 4 matches that are going to be wrestled.
Now again, if I'm Trinity, I don't like that elbow being caught there.
Yeah, she's going to get dumped to her back, and she's going to give up the pin. You can see Yates in a lot of pain. She got bumped in the nose as she went over. But Koss with a pin. Well done there by the senior. She's a tough kid. Yeah, I'm impressed.
Yeah, there's a reason why she took first in that Eau Claire Open. She was 4th at sections. In that region 3 and 4, it's a little bit different for girls because they have both sections 3 and 4 in one tournament. And she ended up taking 4th last year. I'm thinking she's got Excel bound in her thoughts.
For sure. You see Coach Angie McClay kind of walking with her, getting the gloves on, helping her with her bloody nose. Coach McClay here is helping out with the girls' side here. Sister of Josh McClay, longtime Hastings coach. Which will take us to our next match. We're going to go all the way up to 124 pounds, where Hastings is going to send out Annabelle Norquist, taking on Haley Suchi. Annabelle Norquist is a returning state qualifier from last year. She's a 3-sport athlete as well. She's a volleyball player, a lacrosse player. She's been in and out of the rankings, ranked as high as 9 this year. She's had a really up and down season, but when she's on, she is super athletic and tough.
Absolutely, and it's fun. It's fun to watch her because right down and on a single, nicely done. Just bringing that 2-on-1 to a single.
Gets behind, gets that takedown.
Just staying aggressive there with that breakdown. I love it.
Fun fact for our viewers: Annabelle Norquist, the stepsister of Derek Steinke, varsity wrestler at 215. So these guys, a wrestling family. A lot of wrestling families going on here tonight.
Yeah, but the other thing I like about, you'll see it with Annabelle here, but also with Jolie Pettit, our senior captain, coming up here in the next match. I love the fact that these girls are 3-sport athletes. They're well-rounded. This was something new that came last year.
Norquist has got a cradle, not locked up super tight, but she's going to get 2-point near fall.
And like I said, she's been around, or like you said, she's been around the sport with Derek. She's been to a couple of wrestling matches, but to get her on the mat, is awesome to see. And
former middle school manager. She was our manager back in the day.
Yes.
So
I was waiting for you to mention that.
We got to take some credit, right? Yeah. No, it's been really fun. We've had a lot of our middle school managers that have transitioned into being girls wrestlers, building that confidence after seeing the sport for a while. And as the sport has grown, they've felt the confidence to go back out. Oh, got a nice tight butcher. She's seen her brother do that a couple times.
Yes, absolutely. Just trying to get that far shoulder down. I love the extension. Oh, just not all the way down to her belly.
Suchi coming up to her feet, which is smart wrestling right there. They go out of bounds, but man, she had that locked up tight. Good wrestling by Suchi to get out of bounds and get up to her feet.
Absolutely. But Annabelle, one thing I loved about it, she stayed on that butcher. She started walking around the head and really powered her over.
Yeah, a little bit about Haley Suchi. She was 3rd at the Athena tournament, which was a super tough tournament. She took third there, and 6th at the Rebel Girls Classic here. So 2 tough tournaments. She placed relatively high, and just as I say that, she's going to get a reversal. It's now 4-2 in favor of Annabelle Norquist.
And both teams, both Hastings and Simley, are the girls wrestlers. We're at that Rebel Holiday Open, which is awesome. Get as many teams, as many solid wrestlers going there at one time. It's a good tournament.
Yeah, they're going to call full Nelson. That's going to be a penalty point for Annabelle Norquist. You can see the team score in yellow. It's an early 6-0 lead for Simley. The white indicates the individual team or individual score, 5-2 in favor of Norquist. She goes side roll.
Love it.
Rolls through and gets the reversal. Traps that arm and just hits a tough side roll.
Yeah, once she had that elbow, she knows you were going over. But I love it. 18 seconds left on bottom. You know you want to score. Still moving. Didn't give up. Didn't give up just because there's short time.
Yeah, way to finish that first period. 7-2 in favor of Annabelle Norquist. Simley's going to defer. Hastings' choice here. She's going to go back on her feet.
Did get the takedown right away at the beginning of the match. So we'll see if we can get another one here.
Just heads up for our viewers that are just tuning in. The varsity boys match is going to follow our 4 girls matches tonight. But again, we are lucky to have 4 girls matches that we can tune in on tonight and highlight. It's a very rare thing that we always have teams that match up well against each other. We get matchups. Hastings does have a full girls lineup, which is pretty cool.
Yes. Yep. And they have, I mean, they've grown so much. We had, I think the first year, did we have 6 original girls, and then it ballooned up a little bit. Last year we had about just under 20, and now we're over 30, I believe.
Yeah, and it's called the Skylar Little Soldier effect, right?
Yeah.
When you have a state champion in your lineup. Ooh, nice little throw there by Annabelle Norquist. This is locked up pretty tight. See if she can get it. See if she can get the pin here. She's got what? There she gets it.
Extending. I love the fact that she extended her body a little bit on top. Her head was up. And really pulling on that arm creates
nicely
more pressure.
done by Annabelle Norquist. She gets the pin, and that's going to take us to the next weight class. We're going to go up to 142 pounds, where Hastings is going to send out senior Jolie Pettit, one of the captains of this squad, taking on Cassandra Torres. A little bit about Jolie Pettit. She's 8-7 on the year. She was ranked last year, kind of in and out of the state rankings. She's a second-year wrestler, a really good athlete on top of it. She's a volleyball player, track and field athlete. She was 5th at the Rebel Girls Holiday Tournament, taking on Cassandra Torres, who was 8th at the Rebel Tournament and 9th at the Athena Tournament. Jolie Pettit, just a great, hard-nosed kid. Rotary Student of the Month, so an excellent student as well.
And then the captain of our girls team.
Yep. And like I mentioned, too, she's one of the throwers on our track and field team. Just a tough physical kid. She's in on a Russian tie. Drops to a double.
Down. Nicely done.
Covers those legs and gets the finish. Nicely done by Jolie Pettit.
Really jumped into that Russian tie, right? Pushed it off right into a double. Now she's attacking her half.
Oh, it's Olivia Glasgow. My apologies on the name here. Could be wrong in that. We're going to try to fix that. She's off on a crossface here. She's got that cradle locked up. She's going hip to hip, see if she can bring her back. That's locked up pretty tight, but overextends on this.
She got whizzer hard.
Hops over on the whizzer.
Wow.
Not recommended, but she does it anyways. I like it.
Not everybody can get away with that.
No, if you're going to hit that, you got to hit it quick.
You got to hit it hard. Right back in on that half Nelson.
See if she can drive her over. She's got her.
She's elevating
chest on
that
chest.
leg.
See if she can flatten her out. She's got about 45 seconds to flatten her out and try to get a pin if she can get her leg free.
I wanted her to work her chest kind of closer to her head, get more weight on top, and that way we can flatten out those shoulders. If you're too low, that's where she can roll those shoulders out and get back to her belly.
Yeah, Pettit got a nice extended lead of 5-0 right now. She's got another half Nelson and is going to run her over again.
She's just a little bit too close to those legs. I want her to get that chest on chest. Almost.
And
there
she
was,
gets
though.
a pin.
I like it.
Well done by the senior captain, Jolie Pettit, with a big pin. That'll that'll take Hastings' lead to 12-6 in the dual meet. We're down to one more match here.
Yeah, we have Josie Giangiacomo.
Thank you for that, Coach.
I tried. You know, one thing that I had Josie in class back in 6th grade, so it's been a few years. But I get to see Josie. She works at, not only is she a wrestler on this team and a solid wrestler at that, but I get to see her working at Little Dukes and Coburn's.
Nice. Hooks up with the deal.
She always gives me a smile, so that's nice.
I like it. All right, so Josie's going to get after the action. A little bit about Josie. She's 9-7 on the year. Second-year wrestler. She was second at the Athena Invite and 6th at the Rebel Girls Holiday Tournament.
Yeah, and she's really come down. I think she started the year right around 170 pounds wrestling up top, but recently has come down to 155 pounds. She's wrestled well at this lower weight. And as you can see with that takedown, just controlling that far arm, that go behind.
Yeah, Josie gets behind and gets the early takedown here. It's 2-0. She's got about 80 seconds to operate. See if she can get something going here. She's on the edge of the match. She's got a little butcher position. Toes are in bounds while she's getting back points.
As long as those two toes stay in bounds, she's able to continue to get back points here. Goes right into that butcher,
and
right
gets
into a pin.
The pin.
Love
Nicely
it.
done by Josie. So that'll basically conclude the girls' action for the day. Hastings with 3 wins, Simley with 1. Some good girls' action, though, to kind of lead us into the boys' varsity match. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Before we get to our boys' varsity section, we're going to do the quick national anthem. We'll be right back at you.
Push that trash that way, not this way. Come on.
Oh, hey there. Do you like HCTV?
That's one small step for Hastings and one giant leap for community television.
Do you want a custom video that promotes your business or organization and gives you the results you're looking for? As an HCTV sponsor, our staff will work with your business or organization to create a custom video to promote your brand. You also have an option of getting a shout out in every sporting event we cover. And that's 3 points for your business.
So support HCTV today!
Go to hastingstv.org/sponsors for more information or to give a one-time donation.
I know. All right, welcome back to Hastings High School, where tonight your Hastings Raiders, the 5th-ranked Raiders in AAA, taking on the number 1-ranked Simley Spartans. We got some great action coming your way. I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined as always by Mitch Sheeman. Mitch, we're starting off a bang at 107 pounds. We're Turner Ross for Simley, the number 1-ranked wrestler, is taking on 8th grader Will Bainbridge. What do we expect in this first match?
I'm expecting fireworks. You know, with Will's going to be trying to slow Turner Ross down. All right, Turner Ross is currently ranked, you mentioned already, number 1 in the state, but also he's ranked nationally. He's been a Christmas tournament champ as a 9th grader. He's a Fargo finalist. He's a solid wrestler. I was excited to watch him wrestle. But one thing this does for Will is it kind of puts him into a position of how are we going to wrestle? What are we going to work for? Are we going to work for controlling hands, or are we going to work for some points here?
Yeah, Coach Hanneberg looking to keep this match as close as he can. Turner Ross definitely favored in this match. He is one of the top 107-pounders in the entire nation. Ross in on a shot here, looking to finish, driving across the body here. Bainbridge trying to hang tough, but he cuts across, gets the early takedown.
Absolutely, and that was really nice scooting of the hips. Kind of lets him go here for the 1, trying to get that takedown game going. Coming down right to a wrist. I like the aggressiveness going right for a tie, and that's kind of what you see out of a top-ranked wrestler.
Yeah, Turner Ross got a lot of length here. You can see he wants to operate from space because he has that advantage for sure. Gets a nice little dump and traps
Keeps
it on
that
him.
elbow.
He's got a takedown and he's got back points on the edge of the mat. Bainbridge has to look to get off the mat, get a fresh start. He's getting back points. He's already got the 3-point near fall locked up.
If you're Will, you're looking where you're at, trying to scoot out of bounds as much as you possibly can. Turner Ross is going to try to maybe turn him back in.
Okay, Ross has the 3-point near fall as well. That'll extend his lead to 7-1 with just under a minute left. He's got that arm trapped up yet again.
Gosh, he's just so long. Controlling that wrist each and every time, kind of going to that coffee grinder type of a bust there, keeping the pressure on his hands. Long, lengthy, just controlling positions here.
Yeah, so realistically in this dual meet, for people that are tuning in, I know these guys have had some really great dual meets in the last couple years. Simley this year is going to be pretty heavily favored in this dual meet, and I think most Hastings people know it. However, it's a chance for Hastings to kind of pull some upsets and to build some confidence. I think on paper there's 3 or 4 weight classes that Hastings feels like they can win, but Simley's going to be favored in the majority of the matches tonight.
Yeah, and it's a measuring stick kind of a opportunity for Hastings. Where do we match up? Because Simley is one of the top. They are the top ranked team in AA. They are in 2 different classes, but at the same time, they are a top team in the entire state. Only losing to Mounds View at the Christmas tournament. They're very, very good from top to bottom.
But I think I heard a statistic today that Simley has not lost a dual meet to a Minnesota team since 2019.
Is that true?
Yeah, I believe I heard that.
Wow.
All right, after 1, it is 7-1. I'm getting confirmation from the Simley fans. We're right behind them.
Oh, perfect.
All
I
right.
love it. We need as much information as we can.
Yeah, I love the Simley fans. They know they're wrestling for sure. All right, quick reversal there. You know, it's kind of funny. Both the last, I think, 3 years we've done the Hastings-Simley duel, we're always behind the Simley fans for some reason. I think our producer is secretly doing this on purpose.
Yeah, just to see if we can get some hecklers.
All right, Turner Ross on top here. Got a reversal. He's got an arm bar and a wrist locked up. This is a dangerous position to be in if you're Will Bainbridge. You got to get your wrist free if you possibly can. He's got a half Nelson on top of it.
He does lose that wrist, comes right to that half Nelson. That wrist or that half and bar is so tight, just kind of stacks
running that over the top.
And it's
that is
painful.
tight.
That is a painful move.
He's got plenty of time to get that pin too. Will close to the edge of the mat, but Ross backing him in here to not give up an inch.
Wow, a lot of strength from Will to keep that shoulder up because, man, is that tight.
Yeah. And, you know, Will Bainbridge is no slouch. I mean, last week alone, or 2 weeks ago, he beat a state-ranked wrestler from Apple Valley. So he's a quality opponent, but Turner Ross is just that good.
For sure.
Plenty of time to operate. He's got the 3-point near fall. He's looking for a pin. Kind of switching to kind of a headlock position where you can trap that arm.
He's just trying to get that far shoulder. You can't see it. He's trying to work that far shoulder down. Will slowly trying to work his way out. He's got 30 seconds left. What you want to see, if you're Turner Ross, you're going to try to pull that far arm up and get your hips back.
All right, nice battle by Will Bainbridge.
Nicely done.
It's going to be 12-1 after the 3-point near fall gets added on here. Just under 10 seconds here left in the second period.
And anything short, in all honesty, anything short of a pin is a win for
Oh, absolutely.
Will.
Absolutely. I think Hastings knows that on paper it's not a good matchup for them.
For sure. But he's never going to give up. All right, going into the third period. Looks like they got some blood time. I think there's a little cut right on Will's elbow there that they might have to tape up. Okay, and looking over here, there's a shot of Will Short putting together a solid Simley program. Year after year, he's an ex-Gopher wrestler. Year after year, you see Simley's name, the Simley Spartans, on top of the rankings, on top of the state podium. They are just a solid squad there.
Yeah, and you're going to hear the Short name at 172 pounds. Bristol Short, the son of Wade and Jessica Short. He's going to be wrestling at 172 pounds. And then we saw a 7th grade Short as well in Dresden Short at the JV component. So the Short name's not going to go away for quite a while.
No, and it's been a long time. You've heard of Jake Short is also up at the Gophers or wrestling for the Gophers.
And now the girls' head coach
Yep.
out in Michigan and just recruited Skylar Little Soldier to come out there too. So the Short name has been around Minnesota, around Simley, around the state, and other states now as well.
Yeah, and it's synonymous with wrestling.
Oh, my
when you
gosh.
hear that Short name, you hear wrestling.
Yeah, and we were just getting updates from our Simley fans here that these two did wrestle at the Christmas tournament with Turner Ross getting the decisive victory earlier on in the year. All right, so it is back to the action. You're going to call caution red. Kind of jumped the gun there by Turner Ross. 12-1 in favor of Ross. This is probably Bainbridge's best position, but Ross is just a lot stronger and bigger than we are, and he gets the reversal. Now 14-1.
And you could see he almost just reached back and pulled his head right over.
He's got a wrist and a half, and that's locked up really, really, really tight.
This is something that Simley's very good at with those wrist and halves, just kind of controlling it. Will fighting as much as he can. If he can get out of it, he does save a team point.
Let's see if he can get off his back here. If he can do that, it'll be a tech fall for Simley. He's got a lot of time to work for that pin, though. He's going to fight his shoulder down. That's it. Tech fall for Turner Ross. That'll take the match score to 5-0 with the tech fall for Simley. Good battle by Will Brainbridge, giving up some weight.
Yeah, absolutely. Giving up some weight. First year on that varsity mat, not giving up a pin to a top-ranked kid in the country. That was a good battle by Will.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll take us to 114 pounds, where Hastings is going to send one of their seniors that they have in their lineup, Gavin Lambert. Gavin, a senior who's paid his dues over the years, kind of broke the lineup here now that the Bisons have gotten a little bit bigger. He's going to take on Austin Jervinsky, a 12th grader, ranked number 1 at 114 pounds in AA. He is a tough kid. He was second at the Christmas tournament and third at the prestigious Cheesehead tournament in Wisconsin, one of the toughest individual tournaments in the entire nation. Jervinsky in on a shot here. Lambert battling tough with a wizard position, not giving up anything on the edge of the mat here. And he gets his arm free and he gets takedown. Jervinsky, a St. Cloud State recruit, recent signee. He's probably going to be a career 126, 133 pounder for the Huskies as he goes there.
Yep. He's not going to get to those higher weights. So they got a senior being at 114 pounds. You know he's going to be wrestling 125 pounds next year.
Yeah, and Lambert also signing with Southwest Minnesota State, so he's going to be wrestling as well in college. Both these guys looking to extend their career beyond the season.
Yeah, and there's going to be quite a few college wrestlers on this mat tonight going for the conference championship. That's what this is for. Now we know Simley's going to be a tough out. They're going to be favored in several matches, but it's going to be fun to watch the kind of the war inside the war. You know, these college wrestlers are going to be wrestling next year on the mat. It's always fun to see a couple of kids like that go at it.
Yeah, Jervinsky is so tough on top. We've seen him since his middle school days. You don't want to go underneath him because he can just ride you forever. He is so long and tough and relentless in that top position.
Yeah, and non-stop. He's kind of like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going and going.
Yep. Lambert out of bounds, going to get a fresh start. 2-0 in favor of Jervinsky here. You know, we're lucky. Mr. Sheeman's wife actually knows the Jervinsky family, so we actually know how to pronounce the last name.
Yeah, that kind of helped out.
It helped a lot.
I was quizzing her. Beforehand. How exactly do you say this? And I was kind of told that I was saying it wrong.
What's funny, for as many times as we've seen Austin wrestle, right? You think you know how to pronounce that last name, but we've butchered it how many different times on the air?
Yeah. Yeah. At least, hopefully it's the last time, though.
Right. All right, Jervinsky with a 2-0 lead, riding tough. He's got that arm trapped behind. There's 12 seconds to operate. He's going to step over and look for a pin. Lambert's in dangerous position here. He's got time to operate, 5 seconds.
5 seconds, that's a
See if Lambert can fight it. Jervinsky's going to look like he's going to run out of time here, but he's going to get the 3-point near fall. Excellent first period for Austin.
But he was able, we call that thread the needle. Once you have that arm right behind his back, you come from the far side with an underhook or under the elbow, grab that wrist, and it's really hard to bridge out of.
So after the first period, Lambert defers. It's Simley's choice. Jervinsky's going to go down. A little bit about Gavin Lambert. He was 7th at the Bi-States, a really tough tournament. Had an outstanding tournament, beat a couple state-ranked kids from Wisconsin. He's 21-10 in this year with aspirations to make that state tournament.
And I really hope that he makes that state tournament. He works hard enough. There's no doubt about that.
And he had a good summer of wrestling. And he really improved a lot in the freestyle and Greco realm.
And even last year improving.
Yeah, Jervinsky up to his feet now, extending his lead to 6-0.
I like this. Get those hands moving, get those feet moving as much as you can. But be careful. You want to get into your ties and try to slow him down as much as possible because he's going to keep going.
Yeah, a little bit more about Jervinsky. Jervinsky was a state finalist last year. Lost to New Prague's Lawson Eller in ultimate tiebreakers. So he has aspirations as well, not only to go to state, but to win state. He was so close last year, and he's been around the wrestling world forever.
Yep. And look at that. He's got that arm right back around. What you'll see is that left arm coming, trying to pull that head in, and he'll scoop underneath that elbow. There it goes. Trying to grab that wrist as much as he possibly can. If he can grab that wrist, that's going to be a tight move there. It looks like he's got it, but he needs a good grip to keep it.
Yeah, we saw him thread the needle in that first period, and it looks like he's got that locked up again if he can get his leg free. Lambert trying to stay straight and control that wrist. He broke that tie.
Way to extend it. If you're Gavin Lambert, that's a nice extension to get your wrist out and get back to your base.
Yeah, 8-0 in favor of Jervinsky here. Still about 30 seconds to wrestle in the second period. Now, on paper, we talked about it before. We know Hastings is not going to be favored in a lot of matches. I would say Probably 121 the next weight where Blake Beisel's going to wrestle. At 127 on paper, you think Trey Beisel should be favored, but that is not a for sure win.
No, I'm excited about that
with
match.
Jay Koss. That's going to be an awesome match. And then you look forward to 215. Derek Steinke is probably favored in that match. And then there's a couple other toss-up matches. You know, you kind of look at 139. Mark Svoboda got a chance.
Yep.
Okay, we know this. He's wrestled Salas a lot. And then you kind of go ahead to 172 with Creed Peterson and Q and Short. There's a chance there too. But on paper, Simley's going to be favored in most of these matches.
Yeah, and if you look at Hastings lineups here, we're going to be starting several seniors, but at the same time, we got a couple of 10th graders, we got 11th grader, we got a 10th grader, 11th. You know, we're still young in those middleweights. Where Simley is quite seasoned.
Yeah, third period on their feet here. Lambert's choice. Jervinski in on a shot here. Lambert trying to trap that arm and get a fresh start. And see what they call stalemate if they stay in this position.
That's all Gavin's trying to do is he's working for a stalemate as much as possible, trying to get the ref to stop it. But
Jervinski in a better position here though, with his head up and trying to turn into him, and he's going to get the takedown.
And you can't stop. The ref is not going to stop that because there was action nonstop going.
Gets the escape. Now it's 10-1 in favor of Jervinski. Lambert trying to get a takedown here and break this major decision. That'd be a moral victory in itself.
If he can just work one takedown.
In on a high crotch, Jervinski is see if he can switch off and finish this.
Man, that leg was really extended, and somehow he was able to pull it in. I didn't think Gavin was in a bad position there, but so
for
strong.
The head, trying to scoop it forward. Jervinski's going to get, good scramble, and he gets the takedown. Good motion there by Jervinski, just did not stop moving. One move to the next. Now 12-1 in favor of Austin Jervinski. All right, they go out of bounds to get a fresh start here. All right, just as a little reminder for our viewers, you can see the match score in white and the team score in yellow. Simley with an early 5-0 after one. After Turner Ross's tech fall of William Bainbridge, you can see Coach Short wants to cut him, and Jervinski kind of says, I think I want to ride him and look for a turn.
Yeah. But slowly cuts him, trying to get into an advantageous position.
Get back up to their feet. That'll get him an escape. It's now 12-2.
And now what he's working for, he's up by 10. Okay, Jervinski's looking for a takedown to his back. If he can do that, he gets that tech fall, if not a pin.
Yeah.
Where Lambert's going to be trying to slow him down. He doesn't
Good
want to go upper.
by Jervinski. Man, that was slick.
And you don't want to go upper body on him.
You can see that half shot attempt by Lambert, and Jervinski's so quick on that re-attack and attacks that single leg and gets the takedown again.
He's got that leg trapped. I don't like that.
14-2 now. He's stepping through for that leg turk. On the edge of the mat. Lambert knows where he's at, though. He's a savvy wrestler. He's been around for a while. And they're going to run out of bounds, and there's only a second left in this match. It looks like that's how it's going to end up. So the match is going to end up 14-2 in favor of Austin Jervinski. That'll give Simley 4 more team points as we kind of wrap up this match right about now. Good battle by the senior Gavin Lambert, but Jervinski he's the #1 wrestler in the weight class for a reason.
Yep, and looked all the part. Very, very physical. But Gavin, I thought he battled, over and over again. Even that at the end of that first period, he ended up on his back, but didn't give up that same thread the needle in the second and continue to battle in there.
All right, that'll take us to 121 pounds, where Blake Beisel is going to take the mat. And this looks like Aiden Mincy for Simley here.
There's somebody that was down in the middle school room. Aiden Mincy was last year. We got to see him wrestle kind of in our season.
Yeah, a little bit about Blake Beisel. You've heard the name before. Pretty synonymous with Hastings Wrestling. He's currently ranked #1 in the state. He's a Gopher Wrestling commit, 2-time state champ, and the outstanding wrestler of the bi-state tournament just about a month ago in lacrosse, taking on Aiden Mincy. Aiden Mincy's been battling injury for the first half of the season. Seemed to be healthy when he's wrestling the Cheesehead. He is a super talented young kid as Beisel gets the early takedown. He's the younger brother of Matt and Stephen Mincy, former Gopher wrestlers and guys that actually wrestled for Apple Valley back in the day. So some guys that are well versed in the wrestling realm, that Mincy family.
Yeah, Matt Mincy, I believe was a 3-time state champ for Apple Valley. Okay, wrestled for the Gophers, and then I believe he switched to, did he switch to Augsburg then?
He did.
Nice.
Beisel's so tough in this crossface position. He loves to cradle people. Even though he's got short arms, he runs a tough crossface.
But if he sticks the leg out, he goes for the cradle. If he doesn't stick the leg up, he goes for a butcher.
And Mincy trying to control that far hand, see if he can stop that grip from happening. Oh, he's got that locked up tight. See if he can flatten out those shoulders. That is tight. Almost losing the grip, though. Mincy battling. Well done by the young freshman. It's going to be 5-0 in favor of Beisel, though. He's got that arm trapped. He's going to try to keep and extend it. We saw this with Jervinski in the last match. Goes right back to that crossface.
I like that. I like that ride. Not just having that wrist, behind his back, but going to something different to that crossface, and trying to bowl him over there. But you can see the power on his crossface. That's what I like to see. It's completely legal, but there's a lot of force behind it.
Oh, absolutely. A little bit about Mincy that we didn't mention. He was 6th place at the 9th grade state tournament last year, 11th at the Cheesehead tournament as well. After one, it'll be 5-0 in favor of Blake Beisel. Simley defers. Beisel's going to go down.
And watch how quick Blake likes to get out.
I want to apologize in advance for our fans that have been tuning in. If I sound a little hoarse, I am. A little under the weather, so Mitch is going to help me out a little bit more with more talking, right, Mitch?
I think I got a mute here during this next match. Huh?
So if I sound a little gravelly, I'm a little under the weather tonight, but I couldn't miss this dual meet between Hastings and Simley.
You can never have a bad voice, Coach.
Oh, thanks. All right, Beisel up to his feet, 6-0 now in favor of Blake Beisel going into the second period here. Ooh, nice high crotch. He traps that arm, goes dump to the fireman's. Doesn't get any near fall, though, but slick takedown there by Blake Beisel.
But he hit one shot to set up a second shot, and then he continued from that second shot into a third shot. There was 3 things going on there. And it's really fun to watch how the different transitions. Doesn't seem much, but again, he was hand fighting as he was going down right into that high C, and then as Mincy came down to adjust, that's where Blake just kind of dumped it.
Okay, so Blake's going to run him out of bounds, give up the escape. They'll go back on their feet. Now 8-1 in favor of Blake Beisel with about just over a minute left in this second period. Blake, one of the senior captains on this team, the heart and soul of our program. He's a kid that gives back to the community. He's constantly at some of these youth practices, these youth tournaments. He wants to see our program succeed in every level.
Just so quick with his shot. Just tap, tap, tap,
yeah,
boom.
High crouch finish, switch to that
up.
double right away. Gets takedown, cuts him right away. Now 10-2, I believe. Did he give him the escape or not yet?
I don't believe they gave him that escape. What he's doing is he kind of started to look like he was cutting. He was trying to go right back into a cradle for a near side cradle and a turn. Looks like he's throwing that leg in, maybe trying to hip that over.
So 10-1 in favor of Blake Beisel with about 25 seconds left.
Looks like the ref just gave another warning for stalling there where Blake just got a point. Just trying to get him to wrestle.
Yeah, and as a reminder for our fans here, 2 stall warnings would definitely give a bonus point, which we can see with Blake Beisel. And any more stallings from here on out, you get bonus points for that wrestler. Goes a leg Turk, tries to extend Mincy out in the last few seconds here, but Mincy just bellying out, not giving up an inch. All right, after 2 periods, it'll be 11-1 in favor of Blake Beisel. It is Simley's choice here going to the third period. See what they choose to do.
I think they would end up going down here just because Blake's been trying to cut him before.
And outside of that first period where he was able to lock up a cradle, Mincy's done a pretty good job in that bottom position.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we mentioned before, Mincy's kind of been battling some injuries early on in the year, but he's a talented kid. We saw him at the youth level wrestle at our middle school, and he gave a lot of our toughest kids fits.
For sure, and that's that length that he's got. He's not just the length, but he's also strong. Here's that arm bar that Blake's trying to grab that wrist. He does have that far wrist, but Mincy
is going to run that arm bar. Oh, man, just loses that grip, calls potentially dangerous. Once they break that 90-degree plane with that arm bar, they'll stop the match, and you can see the ref wisely does that. But, man, Blake had that locked tight.
Ooh, that looked like it hurt, but he just kind of rolled his shoulder through somehow.
Yeah, Blake will cut him. Doesn't want to go on top anymore. He's kind of tried that. Didn't really work. It's now 11-2. He's got the major locked up, but looking for bonus points in the form of a tech fall or a pin.
Yep, right now, watch him get his hands going.
Nice shot by Mincy. He's deep on something here.
Blake stops him with his hips, just powerful with the hips. Okay, now we'll see if he kind of lets him up a little bit or if he goes right to his near side cradle.
Gets the takedown locked up here. See if he can get anything else, but Mincy wisely just bailing out. Now 13-2 in favor of Beisel with just over a minute left. Mincy just holding on to that wrist, doesn't want to give up a cradle. He knows what's coming.
And there's another stall call. That's his third one, which gives Blake another point there. Looks like we're up 14-2 now.
It's going to need 2 more takedowns to get the tech fall here.
45 seconds to work. I mean, he's been tough on bottom, not able to turn besides that first period. I'd like to see if Blake can either. Oh, now he's got the cradle. Right as I say that.
But that leg is contorted pretty well here. So he can lock it up. Oh, just lost that grip.
Just slips right off that knee, but he stays with it. Doesn't even look like he's got it locked up. He looks like he's got Mincy's arm. Now it's too late to go for those takedowns. So now we have to turn him if you're looking for that extra 2 points.
Yeah, he's got 15 seconds to lock this up. He's got a cradle locked, but not super tight. Mincy's got his bottom hand controlled.
He just needs to turn him for 2 seconds if he wants to get the tech. With 5 seconds left, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, that kind of negates that 114-pound match with a good battle there.
Yeah.
You can hear the Simley fans applauding the young Aiden Mincy, who gives up a major decision. So it'll be a 14-2 win for Blake Beisel, which will give the Hastings Raiders 14 points with the major decision, but good battle there by Mincy.
Yeah, and just like that Will Bainbridge match when we ended up getting tech there, that was a moral victory, I would say, for Aiden Mincy, not getting pinned, not getting tech there.
All right, which takes us to 127 pounds. The marquee matchup in this dual meet, I think all people know it. Trey Beisel is going to take the mat for the Hastings Raiders, the #1 ranked wrestler in AAA, taking the mat against Jake Kaz, ranked #5 in AA. But make no mistake, Jake Kaz, even though he's ranked #5, is right there with Trey. Lost 5-2 to him at the Christmas tournament in a really close match. This is going to be absolutely dynamite. Both guys really good on their feet. It's going to be a lot of action. Trey has one loss in the year to Mills from St. Michael Albertville. We saw it here. We had it on camera. Since then, he's been lights out. He's won both the Christmas tournament and the Bistates. Quick on a high crotch finish. See if he can finish to this double.
Just trying to sit him, but then watch him try to get his hips in. Again
Kaz
on that
controlling
lift.
those hands, though. Got that locked up. That's a tough grip to break. Trey trying to circle him back on and switch to this double. He's got him all sorts of tied up.
This was very good defense by Koss.
Yeah.
Battling right away because he kind of picked him up but kept the balance there. Trey's still in on that shot.
Got a high crotch still, slides his head inside. See if he can finish it here. Kaz still controlling those hands.
What a battle.
Wow, great scrambling wrestling by Jake Kaz.
I mean, that was a shot there for 40 seconds. They sat there working for
unbelievable wrestling.
Working for the same thing.
So Jake Kaz, a 9th grader. Trey Beisel, a 10th grader. Kaz is an Eau Claire North Husky champ, 4th place at the Christmas tournament. Lost to Trey Beisel in the semis and was 3rd place at that prestigious Cheesehead tournament we've talked about already a couple times, one of the toughest individual tournaments in the nation. Trey was a bi-states tournament champion along with a Christmas tournament champion. Has been wrestling really, really well. Gotten a lot bigger since last year, put about 20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, but he didn't lose the speed. That's the one thing. You can't sacrifice your speed for your muscle. Going from one thing to the next right there,
yeah,
you can kind of see that speed, but it's a great mix between muscle and speed.
Yeah, and Trey's preferred position is on his feet. You can see some of the action he's been showing us so far. A lot of attacks by Trey Beisel. Kaz been more the defensive wrestler, but boy, he's been successful so far. Good snap down attempt.
Just a hard snap all the way down with that right hand.
Yeah, Beisel looking for a front headlock position, but Kaz controlling that wrist. 25 seconds left.
Goes right into a 2-on-1. See if he can pass it by into his double. Kaz just wisely circles out, getting into a fresh start. 15 seconds.
You know, and one thing too, when you're wrestling, you get deep in on a shot like that and you can't finish. Boy, it's a mental game, right? Where you just are maybe a little bit more reluctant to get deep on a shot when you know you can't finish.
Yes.
All right, so after one, it's scoreless still. 0-0. Good leg attempts by Trey Beisel a couple times. Jake Kaz wisely just scrambling and staying in good position and controlling those hands.
Looks like Trey's going down in a 0-0 match. One thing you want to do a lot of times, you want to score that very first point. It's so nice to score that first point, get up on the board, and then go from there.
And you put pressure on the other guys, right, to make that decision in the 3rd period. So 2nd period, Beisel going down.
Quickly to his feet. Took 2 seconds to get up there.
Goes to a switch position. Kaz trying to re-switch.
See.
Nothing yet, and he gets the escape. Kaz just bails. Looks like his knee got a little tweaked in that scramble position.
Looks like Trey, he's keeping that heat on. I like the movement, but just kind of sweeps right to his own foot, though. Kaz drops
Gets
down
to
on that
Merkle
ankle.
position here. This is a dangerous position. Oh, switches to a
Beautiful.
single. Wow, that was slick. See if he can finish.
See what
He's got
we're
one
gonna
foot
do
on the
here.
mat. See if he can dump it. Comes out the backside. Nothing yet. If he can keep him on the mat
Gotta
and finish.
do it on the mat, trying to get that far ankle if he can.
Good wrestling by both wrestlers. Tries to circle him back on. Cost controlling that wrist, though. Hard to finish when you have that wrist
He's
control.
also blocking that arm, so he can't reach for a double. He was able to sneak it out, has the double, keeping that one leg out.
Good extension there by
Wow.
Cost.
He is
Calls
so
it out of bounds.
just really hard to score on. I love the transition from one to the next, but Koss just battles in
Man,
there.
great hips by Cost, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he was dead to right and somehow gets out of that position.
But went from one thing to the next, Trey did, and Koss was just there to battle and defend everything.
Yeah, it's almost like he's inviting Trey to get on a shot. I mean, he's got such good hips from that position.
I'm guessing he's scored on a lot of guys that way throughout
Yeah.
the season. Oh, there he is on
Another
that on
single leg shot. See if he can dump him here. He's cutting across that far ankle. See if
Does
he can
get
get
the
it.
ankle.
Oh my gosh, he still can't finish. So close. Forward pressure rolls through.
There should be two there.
Nothing
No.
yet. He's not going to call it. In on a single. See if he can pull him back on. He's got 30 seconds to try to finish this. He's got it up in the air now. See if he can do something with it. He's going to call the takedown.
There's the takedown, and you see the coaches for Simley yelling because he doesn't have that far ankle on that right side.
Yeah, and they have every right to feel frustrated on this. He does
Yep.
not have both of those hips controlled. The coaches are very upset by this, and I can understand why. A little hard to see from that angle. Maybe we can get a replay on this.
Didn't secure that far leg, but I thought he had the two earlier in that position when he hit his butt, and Trey was behind him even for a split second there.
Okay, so Coach Short going to bring the referee over, and it's basically saying, hey, he did not control both hips. His arm was not extended around both sides. He should not have that takedown. You can tell he's not happy about it.
And it looks like there was a warning given to the bench there. I'm not sure what that conversation was, but I know Coach Short was not happy because he didn't have that arm out to control that far ankle.
Yeah, either way, 3-0. Short time here in the second period. Trey's got to hold him down here. Boy, that really changes the match, though. You go from a 1-0 match to a 3-0 match, and now it's Koz's choice. His perspective changes here.
Yep.
He's going down, but he's got to get an escape and a takedown instead of just getting an escape to tie the match. All right,
We'll see how Trey kind of battles here right at the very beginning. How does he ride? I like this chop, trying to keep that pressure again on his hands.
Yeah, no stall calls warned on either opponent yet either, so you can afford to just kind of stay on the hips and not really look for anything if you're Trey.
Yep, just kind of continue to work that breakdown, but trying to press your will right on top of your opponent. That is controlling that wrist. Not able to
Koz
lock.
up to his feet. It's now
All right.
3-1.
Now we got a match here.
Yeah, we got 90 seconds. Koz down by 2. Trey's been deep on a couple shots. Koz has had a couple good opportunities in scramble positions. Koz has got to go, though.
You've seen Trey take shots in the past in this match. Koz has been more of the defender, but
Ooh,
now
nice
he's in on a
single
shot.
Weisel trying to
defense
face
there.
him here. He's got a wizard position.
He's grabbing his own ankle, trying to keep pressure on that shoulder, break that
Trying
lock.
to kick out.
He's got to extend his leg out.
Koz has got that leg shelf now.
What he's trying to do now is he's trying to control that far ankle of Trey's that's on
He's
his
going to
ankles.
take down. There it is. It's 3-3 now. Koz with the takedown. Let's see what Simley does. They're going to cut him and try to go on their feet again.
And you
They
can
wanna-
just hear the crowd going.
A lot of fans in attendance here. It is a packed gym here at Hastings. They're going to cut them. They're going to go back on their feet. It's 1-point escape. It's a 4-3 lead for Trey Weisel with 34 seconds left.
And you mentioned it was a nail biter at the Christmas tournament. We got another one on our hands.
This is where conditioning comes into play. We'll see who's in better shape. 30 seconds left. A lot of time for a takedown.
Going for that overhook. Again, nobody's been stalled here, or nobody's had a warning of stalling. We'll see if I'm Trey, I'm trying to control
He's got a
wrist.
2-on-1, tries to do something with it, but Trey
Keep
slips
space
out.
there.
15 seconds.
Oh, what a match.
Good head fakes. They're going to call stalling on Trey. Just trying to circle
But he's
here.
got to circle in,
He's
kind
got
of
an
keep that underhook.
He's going
Trying
to
to
go.
lock it up.
Oh, he tries to go headlock. He's going to run out of time. Great match
what
by
a match.
both wrestlers.
Holy cow.
Boy, that lived up to the billing. A 4-3 victory for Trey Beisel with both opponents gassed to the max. What a great showing by two outstanding wrestlers.
And you can just see they threw everything onto that match.
Awesome wrestling by two young wrestlers. I got a feeling this is not the last time we're going to see these two guys wrestle.
Absolutely not. But the other thing is they have such great respect for each other. They battle and they give everything to it.
All right. We're going to give a quick shout out to Balanced Wealth Management, one of our sponsors here for HCTV. Retirement, planning, expertise. That's Balanced Wealth Management. And that'll take us to 133 pounds, where Hastings is going to send out Jack Bainbridge, the junior, taking on the 8th grade phenom, Justice Haig. Justice Haig in on a shot, a powerful young 8th grader, in on a shot, drives across. No takedown yet. But boy, what a deep shot he had on Bainbridge right off the gun.
Does he look like an 8th grader?
He does not.
Holy cow.
I didn't look like that as an 8th grader. I don't know about you.
I did not either. But look at Jack.
Good
still
scramble by these two
here.
wrestlers.
Excellent. Jack just kind of got brought down to his hip right away, and now he's kind of in that position looking to score.
Got a stalemate position, but great wrestling by these two guys.
Now, this is the first time I've ever seen this Justice before. One thing that he reminds me of, I don't know if you knew a wrestler named Travis Elg.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Elg wrestled for Wyndham. Oh, jacking on a single.
Got a little
trying to almost limp arm.
Oh,
there it is.
He's got it. He's got takedown. Nicely done by Bainbridge. This is where he's tough. He's good on top.
Yeah, it just reminds me of Travis Elg wrestled for my old college, the MSU Mavericks, and just built like a brick house.
Kind of like you, right, Coach?
I've softened up over the years.
All right, a little bit about Justice Haig, an 8th grader ranked 4th in the state in AA. He was 3rd at the Christmas tournament, 10th at the Cheesehead, and an absolutely loaded bracket. Took some losses there, but he loves attacking on his feet from an underhook. We saw it right there. Yeah. He's got a brother that wrestles on the Oklahoma State wrestling team. He's also got an older brother that's on the team as well that we're going to see a little bit later, who's also tough. His name is Judah.
Yeah, and Jack in that right away, that was fireworks, got picked up. He's got looked like he had a locked up cradle there for a second, but got picked up. But one thing Jack's been so good at is he doesn't like to give up points.
No.
Okay, he battles and battles and battles.
Good first period by Jack Bainbridge.
And he battled throughout that first scramble, worked for a stalemate, and finally was able to get a takedown there at the end.
All right, Simley to first. Hastings Choice, they're going to go down. A little bit about Jack Bainbridge. He's a returning state qualifier, just one match away from placing last year at the state tournament. He's been in and out of the state rankings this year. Hasn't had that marquee win yet he's been looking for this year, but he just cut down to 133, and he looks all the part at this weight class.
Yeah, and hopefully he's trying to get that marquee win against this Haig for Simley. Looks like he's trying to trap and
Haig's
roll through.
looking for a trapped arm tilt.
Right into a bar and loses it. Luckily, Bainbridge just wisely got out of that.
Yeah, a little bit about Bainbridge. He was 5th at the Bi-States and 9th at the Christmas tournament. Goes Granby roll, trying to get up to his feet. Haig follows.
Battling. He's just trying to break that lock. I like to push that down. Got the one. He's up 3-0. Minute 20 left. I'd like one more takedown because it kind of looks like this Haig is solid on the feet. You mentioned he's aggressive.
His preferred position.
Yep.
Now, if you're wondering where we're getting all these notes from about these Simley wrestlers, we got to give a shout out to Josh Raymond, father of Cash Raymond, who we're going to see. Josh gave us some great intel on a lot of these Simley guys. Josh, a friend who definitely follows HCTV, watches a lot of our duels. And speaking of HCTV, I want to give a shout out to Town Square TV, who's picking up our feed in KDWA radio. Lots of people tuning into wrestling tonight, which is great to see. All right, a little bit more about Justice Haig. He is a 2-time Oklahoma junior high state champ. So very much an established wrestler who's got success at a young age.
Nice trying on that slide by right as Jack was able to kind of pressure in. He kind of went to that ankle, went to the elbow and slid by, trying to go for another outside single.
So 20 seconds left, 3-0 lead still for Jack Bainbridge. Nobody super close to a takedown in this second period as Bainbridge got the escape. It is Haig's choice in the third period. I have to assume he'll want to go back to his feet, knowing that Bainbridge is so tough on top. But we'll see what happens. Important decision here for Simley going into the third period.
In the coach's mind, he throws his leg in, but that little locked cradle kind of lingers. You wonder what they're gonna do. They know what Jack's capable on top, so they wisely go to the feet, which is what Haig's best position
kind of
is.
predicted that, right?
Yep.
Higgs got deep on a shot in the first period in the first 10 seconds. But I will say this, he got deep on a shot. Jack scrambled. Nice single leg shot. See if he can finish this.
Oh, strong.
This is where he's good, though. He likes this underhook.
Watch him try to go to that far ankle. I'd like to see that. That was a really, really nice shot, actually.
Ooh, nice duck under shot. They're not going to give a takedown yet. Good scramble position.
He's on the edge. He's just got to keep that hip up.
Got a wizard. He gets takedown. Nice takedown by Haig. That was a slick little duck under with an underhook that was on him. Slid his head underneath and got the takedown. They're going to go out of bounds.
And you're going to watch him probably go right back to the feet.
I was just going to say that Short's calling for a cut here. He wants to go back on his feet. Haig's preferred position.
And it was right at the same time when he was kind of, he got called for stalling there. I don't know if you saw that. Just got dinged for stalling, but right as he got dinged, that's when he let Jack kind of go right by as he was pushing in.
Yeah, 4-2 in favor of Bainbridge. Haig does have a takedown this period, closing that gap.
But I love this. Jack's feet are really moving. His hands are moving. He's not.
In on that high, that underhook again, his preferred position. He's tough here. He's got a minute to work for a takedown. We've seen the gas tank. Oh, he goes underhook trying to get a dump here. Jack's got a leg in, though. He's going to get the takedown.
Nicely done. Catches that leg, wasn't able to roll him through. Haig wasn't able to roll Jack through. Jack throws that leg in. Now it looks like he's got an arm bar trying to double it up.
This is locked up tight. See if he can do something with this.
Shoulder through the ear. If you're Jack Bainbridge, you want to get that shoulder through the ear because that gives you so much pressure. This is hard to fight.
He's going to try to step over with this. He's got plenty of time, 25 seconds. See if he can step over. Just needs one big step and he can expose those shoulders. Wow, how is Haig fighting that off?
I don't know how he got that shoulder.
Unbelievable strength by the young 8th grader.
Nicely done. 10 seconds left.
He's going to try to go leg Turk with it now. But Bainbridge is going to pull off a massive upset for the Raiders.
I like
Unbelievable match there by Jack Bainbridge. He's going to get the 6-2 victory there. We did not see that one happening for the Raiders.
No, that was awesome to see, and that's that marquee win that you were looking for Bainbridge to have throughout this year, and that can really kickstart your final end. Now we're almost entering the month of February. That's section time. That's a good way to start.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that Justice Haig wrestle, though. He's a tough young 8th grader.
Holy cow.
All right, that's going to take us to 139 pounds, where the Raiders are going to send out Mark Svoboda, taking on the mat against Emilio Salas. Salas wrestling at 139. His brother JJ is out of the lineup tonight, so it's going to be Salas versus Svoboda, guys that have wrestled each other a lot through the years. Their most recent matchup was this summer in freestyle with Salas finding victories over Svoboda. These guys know each other well. Oh, slide by attempt there by Salas.
He's trying to stay
and he gets the early takedown. That was slick. He's up high, though. See if he can come out the backside.
Goes for the
nicely
reversal.
done by Svoboda.
I don't believe they gave him they did not give him the escape. They gave him the reversal. Yep, so it's now 3-2 after another escape there by Salas.
Now, Mark just cut down from 145 pounds last weekend for the first time, and he's wrestling with a lot of confidence. He wrestled Davis Perro, the #1 ranked kid from Farmington, lost 11-2, was right in the match, and got thrown to his back right at the last second, talking to his dad.
Yeah.
So he's wrestling with a ton of confidence, and hopefully it can pay off in this match.
Yeah, he got thrown twice in that match, and that's one thing you don't see Mark get tossed too often. So 11-2, if you take those 7 points away by those tosses. Now, he's still got to toss it, but he was right there, and he looked strong. He had another tough match inside that during the weekend, I believe, but looks all the part of 139. That's why Jack looked all the part of 133. It's kind of, they're coming down to these section weights, seeing how it looks, and they're looking really nice.
Yeah, the Salas family, definitely a tough wrestling family. Salas is returning state entrant last year. He was second place at the Eau Claire North Husky Tournament, 12th at the Christmas, 6th at the Cheesehead. Josh Raymond described him as a little funkier than his older brother. Gets in lots of scrambles. We saw it in the first takedown there. He also has a younger brother that we saw at the middle school level.
Yep.
We were both middle school coaches, and we saw them wrestle.
Down on a low single here.
Salas deep on this. Wow, nice takedown there by Emilio.
Good trip.
At the
Right
buzzer.
at the buzzer. I wasn't even keeping track of the time. It was at the very end.
Yeah, that's always a huge thing to get that takedown.
Yes.
We're going to give another shout out to Farmers Insurance, the Katie Lindbergh Agency, one of our big sponsors. Hey, if you don't know insurance, you need to know Katie and her insurance company. Katie does a ton for our community. Give her a shout out if you're looking for insurance. All right, we're back in the action, second period. Mark Swoboda down 5-2. A lot of action in that first period. I got a feeling we're not done with all the action just yet.
Nope, looked like Simley got the choice there in the second period. They picked on bottom. Okay, and looks like Salas is able to kind of run off the mat there.
Gets the
Stays
escape.
in, got the escape. Up 6-2 now. Minute 30 left in this second period. If you're Mark Swoboda, you want to get one takedown. Just close that gap a little bit before the end of this period is out.
Yeah, and it is Hastings' choice going in the third period. So if you can get a takedown here, that really kind of changes things, right? Get your choice and kind of see where the match score is going in that third period. Mark Swoboda, a returning state qualifier from 2 years ago. Last year, he did not wrestle in individual sections, coming off of an injury that really cut his season a little bit short. He did wrestle at the team state tournament, but was coming off an injury and wasn't at full steam.
Yeah, and I think he's got a good shot to make the X wrestling up at the Excel for the state tournament. I'm excited to see him in March.
Yeah, nice shot there by Salas, deep on a single. Tries
Tables
to go
it.
3 in a row, but nice finish there by Salas. That was so quick. Well done. Extends his lead to 8-2.
Now that's a couple times now that that Mark has tried to turn in and try to hit that 3 in a row, that big move.
Oh, wow. Hops over on the half Nelson. He's going to get near fall here. Got that locked up tight. Oh, he's going to get the pin. I don't think we saw that coming.
I did not. He kind of hopped right over, but that's one thing that is dangerous. Simley's dangerous with that half. Just keeping that half on top of his head. It's always a threat, and just was able to turn him there.
Yeah, and you can't roll through on a half Nelson. Salas picks up the fall, which will take us to 145 pounds. Before we get to that, though, that will extend the lead for Simley to 15-10 at 145 pounds. Hastings is going to send out Fletcher Peterson, and the Spartans are going to send out Derek Doman. Doman, a senior, returning state qualifier from last year. Fletcher Peterson, kind of a first year on the varsity. He was 5th at the Board Highlands, did not place at the Christmas or the Bi-States, but recently cut down from 152 and has been wrestling a lot better, not giving up as much weight.
Yeah, and this is kind of that heart of the of that Simley lineup. Kind of starts right around 133, kind of carries over to 39. They have Doman here at 145. They also have Cash Raymond coming up.
Yep.
This is a very, very solid Simley squad, and this is kind of their heart of their lineup.
Yeah, Doman is the third Doman to come through the Simley wrestling program, with one more coming through the middle school program, who we also saw this year. He's a 3-sport athlete. He's all conference in 3 sports.
Wow.
Football, wrestling, and baseball. That's unbelievable.
That's what you call an athlete.
Now, according to Josh Raymond, football is his main sport, and he set the school record for most career tackles, surpassing Gavin Nelson, who's wrestling for the Gophers this year. So Derek Doman, an outstanding football player, outstanding athlete. Always nice to have those kind of guys.
Yes.
Doman in a shot, see if he can drive across and get this double. Fletcher in a switch position, nothing yet. He's going to try to hop over.
He's trying to scoot his hips.
Oh, good scramble
Nicely
there by
done
Fletcher.
by Fletcher. Comes across the
is he going
face.
to get takedown? Going to give it. Oh, they're going to give it to Fletcher.
It did look like they gave it to Fletcher.
Good scrambling
Wow.
by Fletcher.
Kept
Did
that
not give
hip,
up.
just kept scooting his hips out, and then at the very end was able to come up on top. Nicely done by Fletcher Peterson.
Yeah, one more time, you can, for our fans that are just tuning in, yellow indicates the team score, white indicates the match score. Fletcher Peterson with an early takedown on Derek Doman.
And Fletcher just kind of working on top. We've got 25 seconds. Nice tight ride. What you're trying to do is just, and I was
Looking
just
for a
about to say
reversal.
it.
Oh, he's got it. But you know what? I think so much of these matches, though, you kind of throw out the records, you kind of throw out the rankings. I know on paper, Doman's heavily favored in this one, but you never know what's going to happen in a dual meet where these teams know each other so well.
Well, and when the conference championship is on the line, you want to wrestle just a little bit harder, right?
Yep.
Especially these two teams, they meet and they battle each other out for the conference title each and every year. So you really want to try to beat that team next to them. That's your rival, right?
Absolutely.
That you want to take over.
Yeah, so after one period, it's tied 2-2. Simley defers. Hastings is going to go down here. Good shot of the coaching staff there. You see Tim Hanneberg and Coach Luke Veit, longtime Hastings wrestler, who came back into our youth program about 6-7 years ago and really built up that youth program.
Yep, and now he's been up at the high school for the last few years, working technique. I know he was doing early morning workouts, but then helping Coach Hanneberg with technique, and always having another guy like that in the room is helpful.
Yeah, and Simley has a really well-established coaching staff that's been intact for a long time.
Look at this, trying to thread that arm through if he can.
Got a head pinch, too, so he can't go anywhere. This is pretty tight if he can get that arm trapped, but Fletcher comes out the backside. Good scramble here. If he can hook that leg with his right foot, he might be okay, but Doman trying to scramble and create separation here. Fletcher coming out the backside, see if he can keep moving.
He's got to boost him forward here. Fletcher's got to go for his head.
Oh,
Their legs
scramble.
are all tangled up.
Good wrestling by both wrestlers. No points scored. Doman turns and faces and ultimately loses no points on that.
But that was fantastic. Fletcher, he was in this position similar. He pinched his knee and pinched his head, and he came up through the middle. He's trying to go it again. That's not easy.
He's got that arm trapped in that head pinch. This is locked really tight. Fletcher does have his leg, but in this position, it's not going to matter much unless he can get his arm free.
And he
comes up to his feet. Let's see if he can escape. Good mat return by Doman. Quickly adjusts and brings him back down. 35 seconds left. Still 2-2.
Again, going back to that wrist. Just riding that wrist, trying to roll it through. It looks like he's getting it back behind one more time. Let's see if he can get it behind his back. He does. Oh, man.
It looks very close to potentially dangerous going across the back. Up to his feet, though. Good wrestling by Fletcher.
Just got to keep moving there.
Doman just relentless on top. Man, he is tough on that top position.
Yes, and he's just, you watch him. Fletcher's been close so many times, but Doman is really tying up those hands, really tying up those wrists, and that's a tough ride.
Yeah, so after 2 periods, it's going to be a 2-2 match, but you know where Doman's going. He's going down. Absolutely. He's in great shape, you can tell. He's running back to the middle here. 2-2 score. Doman's ready to go. He's going down.
Now, and if you're Fletcher, if you're Coach Hanneberg right now, you're telling him, do not give him 2. You want to, if there's a scramble position, let him up, let him away, okay, and so you can battle again.
Yeah, you saw a shot of our state championship banner. Both of these teams returning state championship teams. Hastings winning the AAA championship, Simley winning the AA championship. We saw an absolutely epic dual meet last year between these two teams, with Simley coming out ahead. But boy, that was just an unbelievably good dual meet, one we won't forget. All right, third period, Doman down by 1. Chose that down position. Fletcher riding tough here.
He's got that wrist, and watch him try to put 2 hands on it. He's got Fletcher's wrist, trying to extend out. Fletcher gets it back, goes almost into a cradle. He's riding that ankle there, trying to boost him forward, but he's got that ankle clipped, which does help keep him down.
Doman trying to control that hand position. Fletcher riding tough. Absolutely packed house here at Hastings High School tonight. Very few empty seats in the stands. They're going to call stalemate. No man really looking to improve.
And this is one of those things where Fletcher's been cutting down here to 145. This last week, I believe, was the very first week. Again, and this kind of takes a lot out of you, but he's been battling here. He's got a minute left.
Yeah, and both guys have paid their dues in the wrestling room, getting their chance to be in the varsity lineup this year pretty consistently and trying to get a big win for the conference championship here tonight.
Fletcher with his own wrist right. Oh, just got caught on his hip. Throws the leg in, which he's not always accustomed to, but now he's just going to try to lock up.
Trying to go power half, but his hip's caught down. He's got to be careful here. Leg is not laced up. He's got 30 seconds. He's got to stay behind those arms.
This is a dangerous position from Fletcher.
Doman's going to get the escape.
Now you got to push the pace. You got 20 seconds
left. Down by 20.
Working on your shots here.
Down by 1 with 20 seconds left here. Fletcher's got to push the pace. No guy's been warned for stalling.
There it was.
Okay, they warned him for stalling. That's a quick stall call. To tell the coaches they're not happy about it.
No, but at the same time, that's where Doman was backing up just a little bit. Fletcher kind of pushed into him. It's 3 to 2.
8 seconds left. Fletcher's got to go here.
3 seconds left.
Too little, too late. Doman's going to get the victory. Big win for Derek Doman, the senior. Gets the 3-2 victory, which will extend the lead to 18-10 for the Simley Spartans.
But that was a solid match by Fletcher, in all honesty. You know, when you state qualifier that you're wrestling against, okay, has a chance to win it there at the end. It was a hard-fought battle.
Yeah, that'll take us to 152 pounds, where the Hastings Raiders are going to send out Kaysen Esterby, taking on Cash Raymond. Cash Raymond, the #1 ranked wrestler in AA, quickly goes slide by, gets a quick takedown on Kaysen Esterby. Esterby, a young sophomore, relatively new to wrestling, but a super athletic kid.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, he worked for me over the summer, and he just works. He goes and goes and goes. Very, very strong,
Nice snap down
athletic.
to another takedown.
But Cash Raymond's a different animal.
He's going, he tries to go banana splits on that. Oh, it
Goes
locks up
right
that
to a
cradle. Cash Raymond having an outstanding year this year. Looking for that elusive state championship, which has escaped him a few times. He's got that cradle locked up and plenty of time to operate. Esterby's got to fight that grip, try to get that shoulder up. It's locked tight, and he gets the pin.
And that's that cradle position. Got it, knocked the cradle, that knee was going up, but one thing that you don't see, you see out of those top wrestlers is they're able to balance and get that far leg either elevated or pushed away, and they extend their body out to flatten them out.
Yeah, so Esterby loses to Cash Raymond, the #1 ranked wrestler, ranked 15th in the nation, no slouch by any means. And that'll take us to 160 pounds, where Hastings is going to send out senior Devin Yang, taking on Judah Haig. Judah Haig, very, very seasoned wrestler, was 13th at the Cheesehead. He's a 10th grader. We saw his younger brother wrestle just a while ago.
Yeah, and his older brother, I believe, wrestles for Oklahoma State, correct?
Yeah, Judah, a very strong, physical kid. You saw it with his other brother. They're very, very strong kids. Devin Yang, kind of a guy who's been in our program for a long time, paid his dues, getting his chance in the varsity lineup this year.
Yes, and I love to see him wrestle. I know he's wrestling a very, very solid wrestler right now in Judah Haig, but I love the fact that Devin Yang is on this mat. He's a 12th grader, senior wrestler. He's a glue guy inside your program.
Haig's got an early takedown and a leg Turk here. Yeah, we looked at the matchups in this dual meet, and we kind of saw that the ones that we have a chance to win on paper, 172 maybe and 215, kind of looked at those as kind of like maybe toss-up matches. This is not one where we thought on paper we'd had a chance to win with a seasoned kid that's been doing really, really well against a senior who's been struggling a little bit here and there when he gets his chance on the varsity lineup.
Yep. But again, sitting as a fan perspective, less as a commentator, I love the fact that Devin Yang is on this mat.
Absolutely.
He's made it through the program. You mentioned he's paid his dues, and I think he's deserved to be here in front of the crowd tonight.
Yeah, and Devin's just a great kid.
Yes.
Also a varsity tennis player.
Oh, really?
Probably didn't know that.
I did not know that. Light on his feet then.
Absolutely.
Forehand or backhand?
I don't know that.
Okay.
You might have to challenge him.
Ah.
I've seen your pickleball game, though. It's kind of rough.
It is iffy. It is iffy.
All right, so Judah Haig with an early 2-0 lead with 15 seconds left. Devin Yang hanging tough from that bottom position. 5-0 lead. Did not add the leg Turk near fall points.
Okay.
So after one, it's going to be Haig 5, Yang nothing. It is Simley's choice. They're going to defer. Hastings is going to go. Let's see here.
Looks like they're going neutral, back on the feet. See if we can get a takedown.
So he got poked in the eye a little bit. Get maybe a little time to kind of see if he can find what's going on here. Maybe a little blood time as well.
Looks like they might be taping up his finger.
Possibly. Hey, while we have a little break in the action here, let's give a quick shout out to Town Square TV, our sister station up in Inver Grove Heights. Big fans of wrestling. They always tune in when we have wrestling. We love having fans tune in from different broadcasts as well, along with KDWA, who's tuning in from the radio stations. Lots of fans here watching and listening wrestling. I love it for the sport. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. Just to kind of spread the news about the sport. Obviously, Hastings and Simley are two wrestling high schools, but it's always good to get more viewers in.
Yeah, it's always kind of funny, like these two towns know they're wrestling well, and they have a long tradition of great wrestlers.
Yep.
And so anytime these two teams wrestle, regardless of record, There's always fireworks. There's always lots of fans. Another takedown there by Haig that'll extend his lead to 7-0.
Was really good at just controlling that far arm there. Kind of worked right into a near side cradle. He's back in it again. That word kind of eluded me there. Going for that head in the ribs cradle, that over tie there. Devin wisely bellies out.
Yeah, and one thing you notice with a lot of these Simley kids is, man, they are physical and strong.
Yes.
I don't know what they do with their weight program, but man, these kids are just chiseled.
And you see them sometimes. The kids in the middle school program go up to the high school, and you mentioned it earlier. They kind of just take off and they just get big.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what Coach Short does with their weight program, but man, these kids are just put together, and you see the huge difference by the time they make it to their senior year. We see them in 5th and 6th and 7th grade, and then all of a sudden they just take off, leaps and bounds. So we get the escape and then the takedown. It's now 9-1 in favor of Judah Haig.
Hard with that crossface.
Yeah, he's got a major decision with plenty of time to operate and extend his lead.
Watch him. He's slowly kind of letting him up, trying to get into that near side cradle position. That's what he's working at, but Devin's not going to that spot to give him that easy near side cradle.
Another escape for Devin Yang. It's now 9-2 with 20 seconds left. Heavy hands there by Judah Haig. Gets another takedown. Man.
He brings him down to his knees, and then all of a sudden.
Cement bricks on the head there.
Yes. Brings him down to his knees. Devin kind of pops back up, and then he kind of finishes off with that second snap. It's not just one, it's two. Boom, boom.
I think every
Good
takedown Judah's had so far in this match has just been from heavy hands.
Physical.
Cement bricks.
He's a physical.
All right, it is Simley's choice. He's going to go back on his feet, try to extend his lead. It's 11-2. He's already got the major locked up, looking to get a tech fall or possibly a pin.
No, if I'm Devin, I'm trying to grab wrist, just slow him down just a little bit. You know that snap's coming down. It's happened several times. Let's grab wrist, work into your ties.
Yeah, you know, we looked at the records early on in the year. Simley is undefeated on the season, has not lost a dual meet. Hastings does have 4 losses in the year. They have lost to St. Michael Albertville early on in the year at the Raider Duels. And then they lost to 3 teams at the Clash, all of whom I believe are Illinois teams as well.
Yeah.
So
they've wrestled some top competition. I mean, St. Michael being the best in class AAA, Simley being the best in class AA. That team from Missouri was top to bottom, Illinois was top to bottom, very,
correct.
Very good.
Yeah. Another takedown. Now it's going to be 15-3 in favor of Judah Haig. Now I bring that up because this match, even though it has implications for the conference, really doesn't impact state rankings or state seeding because they are in different classes.
Yep.
But they might look at strength of schedule sometimes, or the widening of the gap between wins and losses, and kind of looking at, you know, how they compare. So it does really it does impact state seeding a little bit, but since they're not a AAA team, some of those other schools they might see at the state tournament we'll possibly have to see later on. Good scramble position by Devin Yang.
Yeah, Devin back up. They cut him one more time, trying to get another takedown. Just kind of slipped off that underhook, and it looked like Devin has.
Man, more heavy hands by Haig.
Had a quick second there.
They'll extend the lead to 17-4. They need one more takedown here with 35 seconds left. One more takedown will do it. Now 17-5. Actually, 2 more takedowns will do it. My bad. Thanks, math teacher. Now 19-5. They need one more takedown here with 25 seconds left.
For Devin, try to turn back, grab that leg quick. Try to snatch it up there. Oh, drops down on a single.
Keep 2 hands on this
that
if you
lock.
can.
He was able to extend it
Bails
out.
Nothing yet. He's going to give the takedown. Okay, that'll be a tech fall for Simley with about 8 seconds left in the match. That'll add 5 more team points for the Simley score, which will extend their lead to 29-10. All right, one more shout out to Farmers Insurance and the Katie Lindbergh Agency. If you don't know insurance, you need to know Katie, one of our big sponsors here for HCTV. Hey, that'll take us to 172 pounds, where we have one of the marquee matchups of the night. For Hastings, we got Creed Peterson, one of the senior captains, going against Bristol Short, an 11th grader ranked 6th in the state. Creed Peterson currently ranked number 7 in AAA. We got 2 state-ranked wrestlers going at it. Nice single leg shot by Creed Peterson. Short looking to extend his body and make this super tough on Creed.
And you see that ankle that hand by Bristol Short, trying to grab and pick up Creed's ankle, and that just kind of gives him just another anchor, but also get Creed off balance.
Yeah, my apologies. Earlier in the broadcast, I said Q in Short. He's actually his older brother, who's currently wrestling at the University of Wyoming. Bristol is the middle son of Wade and Jessica Short. His younger brother, Dresden, we did see wrestle earlier tonight in the JV portion of tonight's wrestling. If you ever watch Bristol wrestle, he's got incredible balance, loves to wrestle upper body. You know, it's kind of funny because those short wrestlers are kind of known for leg attacks, but Bristol, on the other hand, loves to go upper body, get a little funky, kind of atypical for those short wrestlers.
Yeah, he's compact. But look at him. He's, again, Creed's in on that outside single there, and Bristol just wants to grab that far ankle. Try to grab that anchor and work his hips out. You'll see him try to circle his hips and grab that elbow of Creed, trying to break the lock and go behind.
A little bit about Creed Peterson, 2-time state qualifier. He was 10th at the Christmas tournament. He's also an all-conference football player and an outstanding student as well. He's looking to play college football somewhere, plays safety on the football team, and was the leading tackler of their team this year.
Yeah, fantastic football player.
All right, still 0-0, guys. Feeling each other out here with about 35 seconds left. Short in on a shot, but they go out of bounds.
And that was kind of Creed was trying to work for his snap down, and Short just kind of felt that same thing and just brought his hips with him, and he drove him out of bounds.
Both guys similar in stature, kind of long, lanky, lean wrestlers. Creed left-handed, so you can see a lot of left-handed ties by him. Can sometimes be funky for wrestlers when you have that other feel that you don't normally see.
Yeah, I remember when I wrestled, I didn't like that left-handed wrestler. Okay, I wanted him to work into my ties, but his ties being opposite of everything that I did, it really made me have to work for my ties, work for my takedowns.
10 seconds left in the first period. Still no takedown. Not a ton of action by either wrestler. Some good half shots, some attempts here, but nothing super dangerous that kind of was risky for a takedown.
Yeah, Creed got in on a couple of shots there, but then Bristol kind of just blocked him with his hips, those powerful hips that he has. And then at the very end of one period, kind of got in as Creed was snapping down. Going into the second period, Creed chooses down, trying to get that first point that we've talked about in the past.
Up to his feet right away.
Looks like he
tries
does.
to turn back, tries to go, lat drop. Gets caught in his back here, though. He's going to give up a takedown, or excuse me, give up back points. No takedown given because there wasn't separation. But they're going to give him 2-point near fall. So again, there was no separation, so no takedown. They'll give him the 2-point near fall. Good attempt by Creed, though. Hit at the right time. He just was a little off balance and had that arm hooked when he hit that.
I didn't mind that chance at all. It's all about a feel move, and I'll trust Creed what he feels and goes at.
We need another 2 near fall here on that tilt.
Hits
Creed in
his
the
switch
position. They're going to give him a 2 reversal on the edge of the mat. And another 2 reversal. Good chain wrestling there by Bristol. Man, he really felt that. Kind of hit a little re-switch off of Peterson's switch.
Something that Creed is very good at is he's very good at that left-sided switch, but then Short just kind of hit his own switch and was able to go behind as well.
We got to bounce. It's 6-2 in favor of Short. Again, if you're just tuning in, match score in yellow, or excuse me, match score in white, team score in yellow. Again, Simley has a 29-10 lead with about 4 weights to go here.
0-0 after one. After the first minute in the second period, it's 6-3. Holy cow. How quickly a match can change.
Yeah. Which, sometimes you got to take a risk in a match where maybe you're not favored.
100%. And like I said, I didn't mind that. Okay, he was pushing in. It was just, Short was so quick with his hips, dropped down to the ground, and just kind of caught Creed on his butt.
Yeah. Short working that underhook on that right side. Oh, it gets caught again.
Just kind of
wisely bails out.
Tries to keep the head.
Gets another takedown.
Is able to keep those legs on top.
8-2 in favor of Short. Still 21 seconds left in the second period. Yeah, he's just got great hips. You can tell anytime he feels anything dangerous.
Yes.
Short's been able to get the advantage.
You almost wonder at some point with these top wrestlers, do they try to bait people into doing things like that? Because you know your hips are quick, you know you can drop down.
Yeah.
Maybe a thrower, and Creed can.
Creed in on escape, up to her feet, 8-4 now. Extended out in the shot though. He's got a quarter Nelson that's locked up pretty tight.
Like I said, Creed's not afraid to throw, and maybe that's something that it's all about feel.
Yeah.
Right? Creed wants to feel it, and maybe Bristol gives him that feeling, but drops his hips down.
All right, so Short's choice, third period, he's going to go back on his feet. He's had a couple takedowns in this position. Creed's looking for something big. He's had a couple opportunities to go upper body and try to launch him, but didn't really have the momentum to really launch him to his back. Short has great hips and just caught him twice now.
Now after Creed, control that wrist. You want to keep him off your ankle. Going into a Greco tie here.
Talked about it before, though. Short loves going upper body. I don't know if you want to be here.
Trying to go for that inside trip. But again,
Runs
trying
him out of
to
bounds.
keep that pressure on.
Yeah, you can see Creed grimacing a little bit on his back. He's had a little bit of a back injury this year that he's been kind of nursing from time to time. Not sure if that's bothering him a little bit, but either way, we're back at the action. About 75 seconds left in the third period. Tries to go arm drag. Nice shot by Creed. Gets extended out, see if he can come up with it and do something with this.
He's able to bring this one to his feet.
See if Creed can finish that far leg. Oh, good sprawl there by Short. Faces up and makes it super tough for Peterson to finish that shot. You know, Creed's gotten in on some shots a couple times, but Short's got great hips and just doesn't stop moving.
And that's been the difference, really. He's gotten in deep. You mentioned gotten in deep. Now I believe that's the third or fourth shot. He's pressured into Creed. Creed felt something, but each and every time he's gotten his hips down, blocked, and defended it, each one really, really well.
Yeah, so about 45 seconds left in this third period. Short in control. Doesn't really need to risk anything. Doesn't need to dive in on a shot. Not looking for probably a major. He's got about 30 seconds left to operate here.
Short's very content in just winning.
Oh, it goes big.
Upper body.
And they go out of bounds. That's that upper body feel that we've been saying. That was a great launch. His feet were in bounds. I think that could have been a takedown. We got a little lucky there.
I think there was only 1 foot in bounds. I think the 1 foot kind of slid out, kind of like a football. You need to keep 2 feet in bounds. I think one went right outside the circle.
Savvy wrestling by Short, though, to try to keep that foot in bounds. Don't know if we want to be here again. We've already gotten launched once.
He's going to want to try to throw himself here. Right at the edge. Just don't pressure in too much.
He's going to run out of time, though. He's going to give the takedown up, but it won't matter. Still got the decision. It's 10-4 in favor of Bristol Short. Creed had to go for something.
Yeah, he's gonna give it your all no matter what.
That'll extend the lead to 32-10 for Simley into the 189-pound weight class. All right, the Raiders will send out senior Cristobal Estrada, who's been wrestling really well of late, taking on Danny Martin, a senior who currently ranks 7th in the state. Martin, a returning state qualifier last year. He was 5th place at the Christmas tournament, 13th at the Cheesehead. Danny, also a 3-sport athlete. He's a 2-way starter on the football field, and he's a first baseman on the baseball diamond. Outstanding student athlete. That is fantastic.
This is the second time they've met this year. Danny Martin getting the better of Cristobal Estrada the very first time. I believe he pinned him at the Christmas tournament. We'll see if you can, during those that tournament in December, see if you've maybe made a couple of improvements and try to lengthen out your time here.
Yeah, this is a dangerous position to be in, though. Martin's so strong in this position. Estrada's preferred position is from that top position. He's tough there. But Martin well in control with an early takedown.
Hard crossface coming in.
Another physical athlete that Simley's got.
Yes.
All right. Let's give another shout out to our second sponsor, Balance Wealth Management, our other sponsor here in Hastings for HCTV. Retirement planning expertise, Balance Wealth Management. And again, we have some great sponsors here in the town of Hastings, people that really support Hastings athletics. HCTV does a wonderful job with sports here in Hastings, and they even take on other broadcasts such as Town Square TV that's tuning in tonight, along with KDWA Radio here in Hastings.
Yeah, it helps out trying to stay connected to the town with so many opportunities of recording and watching different sports. I know they got hoops, I believe, going tomorrow. It's awesome that we have that ability inside of Hastings.
Yeah, and I know from a parent perspective, it's always nice. There's times where you just want to stay at home and watch sports, right?
Yes.
And it's great to just tune into HCTV and watch sports from your couch, no matter if it's basketball, wrestling, any sport. You always got to cheer on the home team.
Absolutely.
All right, early 2-0 lead. They go out of bounds with about 25 seconds left. Estrada hanging tough, though.
Yeah, and I believe last time he got pinned in the first period at the Christmas tournament. So that's what I'm saying. It's nice to see that, show that improvement. If we can get out of the first period, looks like a tough ride here from Danny Martin, but get out of the first period and kind of show that, you know what, I have improved throughout the year.
Yeah, a little bit more about Hastings and our team. The current number 1 team in the state is St. Michael Eberville. We wrestled them early on the year. Number 2 would be Mounds View. We do not wrestle them in a dual meet this year. However, we do see both Shakopee and Stillwater. In fact, we see Stillwater in about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yep.
So that's a big one because we will possibly see them at the state tournament if they could win the section over Mounds View. Shakopee we host in February, and that's going to be a tough duel. If we can beat Shakopee, we could potentially be the 3 seed in the state tournament. That's obviously thinking that we win our section.
Right.
We should be relatively favored in our section.
Yep.
But you never know what can happen. All right, so Estrada in that preferred up position, but Martin wisely just gets away, controls his hands. Heavy hands, snap down, go behind. Good wrestling by Martin.
Yeah, just kind of took that shot and ran it right into his arms. He snapped down, go behind. That was textbook by Martin there.
5-1 in favor of Martin. A couple takedowns and an escape. Runs him out of bounds and calls stalling Estrada as he runs him out of bounds.
Man, Cristobal just kind of walking back to the center. Do you remember him in middle school?
Yep.
Okay, holy cow, what a transformation he has made.
Yeah, he weighed about 235 pounds as an 8th grader.
Yep.
And now he's pretty darn chiseled.
Absolutely.
Deep shot by Danny
And
Martin.
comes on
Tries
top.
to catch him. Good hips by Estrada. Deep on a shot. He's got to bail out here. He's got a takedown and he's got near fall. His legs are trapped. Kind of wedged between. He's going to give up. Ooh, boy, that looks painful on that neck. He's got the 3-point near fall already, and now Martin's looking for a pin. He's got that half Nelson slid in.
That was a good adjustment
over
by
a minute to operate.
Martin, but tough spot for Cristobal there. He was trying to go for a big move and just got caught there underneath.
He's got just under a minute to operate and try to get a pin.
Try to keep that shoulder bridge as hard as he can, slowly going down there.
If he can scoop that head, this will be a flattened out opponent here. Now he's got it scooped. If he can just drive him flat. Cristobal fighting hard with about 35 seconds left.
Kind of keeping his hand on his knee because he's trying to get. Now watch him just
Got
throw his legs in
now.
and
This is
arch
tight.
his back.
He gets the pin.
Yep. Once the legs go in, that gets a little bit deeper and your back just kind of flattens out. Good adjustment by Martin.
Big pin there by Danny Martin, the senior captain for Simley. And that'll take the lead to 38-10 in favor of the Spartans. All right, which take us 215 pounds, where Hastings is going to send out their senior captain, Derek Steinke. And for Simley, they're going to send out Parker Davis, a 12th grader. A little bit about Parker Davis. He's a strong, athletic kid who's been willing to help the Spartans at a lot of different weights this year. He's wrestling up at 215, and Derek starts off with a big takedown. Quickly cuts him back to his feet, 2-1 in favor of Steinke.
I like when these big guys like to shoot because there's so much power in those legs, and Derek is so quick on his shots.
Yeah, Derek, a returning state qualifier, currently ranked number 9 in the state. He was 5th at the Christmas tournament and 5th at the bi-states. Looking to make a little splash at the state tournament and make the podium this year.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know, he's worked for it. Here in on a deep shot there. Now he's trying to almost go upper body with that underhook to that far ankle. Nice adjustment. Now he goes right to a whip over position here.
Trying to run over.
He's just got to lower that chest
Parker
a little
Davis
bit.
here if he can. This is his preferred position, though. He is really
Very
tough with this
tough on
cross-face ride. He loves to butcher, and he's got it locked up really tight in about a minute to try to flatten out those shoulders of Parker Davis.
He's been butchering people from a long time, and there's just another one. Just got to finish
And
it
he
out.
gets the pin. Well done by Derek Steinke. That'll close the gap a little bit. It's now 38-16. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Coach Sheeman, but I believe Derek Steinke has gotten a pin at almost every weight class except for 2.
I believe there's 2.
Only two weight classes. Now, it seems hard to believe, but he actually started as a 106-pounder a long, long time ago as a 7th grader, and now he's up to 215 pounds.
Yeah, but that's why he got to really develop his shot down low, and you see him taking those shots up top when he's bigger. Like you mentioned, he's taken 5th now at the bi-states. He took 5th at the Christmas tournament. I'd love to see that kid on the podium.
All right, they'll take us to our last match of the night, where Hastings is going to send out sophomore Cameron Rowan. Cameron's a sophomore who placed 8th at the 9th grade state tournament last year. He's going to take on Brandon Krapinski. Krapinski's a 3-sport athlete. Correct me if you've heard me say that already tonight. There's been a lot of 3-sport athletes for Simley.
Which is awesome. You want to get them well-rounded athletes.
He's on the track and field team, and he's an all-conference football player, as well as an all-district lineman. And word on the street is that when he played football, he was over 300 pounds.
Not too often do you have to cut down
No.
to make 285 pounds.
Yes. All right, Krapinski, heavy on that head, runs him out of bounds, but no takedown yet.
Looked like he might have given a stalling call there, too, to Cameron real quick. Kind of just continue to push him around. I like to see Cameron on the mat. He is an undersized heavyweight, a young undersized heavyweight. I kind of like to see what does he do in these matches, especially with such a big kid like Krapinski.
Yeah, Brandon took 10th place at the Eau Claire North Husky tournament. Did not place at the Christmas tournament, but was 22nd at the Cheesehead. Was early on ranked at the state, in state, but kind of out of the state rankings right now. Cameron kind of trying to cement his place in the starting lineup here. He's kind of been in and out of the starting lineup, trying to still figure out varsity wrestling. Has had some wins, but it's kind of been an up and down season for the young sophomore.
Yeah, and this is a development year for Rowan. It's good to see him, like I said, good to see him on the mat. And now he's getting turned here, but these are those. He's got to make it onto that mat to get that.
Krapinski's got that locked up tight. He's going to get the pin. All right, and just like that, that'll wrap up the duel for Simley. Final dual meet score will be 44-16 in favor of the Simley Spartans. Boy, they are a tough outfit. They are going to be fun to watch at the state tournament. Heavily favored, I believe, in the AA bracket, that's for sure.
Top to bottom, they're a very, very solid team.
Yeah. So, final score, Simley 44, Hastings 16. Hastings had a couple matches where we thought maybe they could pull off an upset. They had one at 133 pounds.
That was
but
fun.
overall, Simley, too strong, too deep, and too seasoned with a lot of veterans.
Yeah, but it was really good to see that 127 match was explosive. It was fun to watch. 133 was huge. I think that's going to be a stepping stone for Jack Bainbridge. And then you kind of, like I said, we hit that meat grinder of the Simley lineup and their depth there. They just kind of reload each and every year. And that's why they're the top in the state.
Yeah, we have more wrestling action coming to you in February, but before that, we have lots of good broadcasts coming up on HCTV. We've got the boys basketball team coming up against Two Rivers, and then the boys basketball team again against North St. Paul, and then boys hockey against Two Rivers next week, and finally the girls hockey team versus Farmington on the 30th. All right, what a great duel on a packed gym here in Hastings. I'm looking forward to more wrestling in the future. Let's give some quick shout-outs to our producer and director, Hunter Pinky. I'm Kyle Kreisler, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. Big shout-out to our camera operators, Seth Essler, Ian Andersack, and Tori Sellner. And one more shout-out to Hunter Pinky and our sponsors, Balance Wealth Management and the Katie Lindbergh Agency. We'll see you again, wrestling fans. Thanks for tuning in tonight.